Okay, it looks like you can pack everything in here, but boy, oh boy, tight fit. Had to fold down the rear seat on the driver's side, and had to fill that up. So that just leaves room for one person in the back and room in the front. But yeah, definitely a tight fit on a camping trip. So we'll see how everything goes. Of course, it's always harder to get things back in the car on the return trip. Hopefully it'll all fit coming back. Well, we left Los Angeles, Culver City actually, at 7:30 in the morning, and have arrived at the University of California, Santa Barbara campus a little before 10 a.m. with about a 61% state of charge left in the battery. But we're here because my 17-year-old daughter is going to be doing a tour of the campus, which is in total going to take about 2.5 hours. How nice that they have level 2 chargers here in the parking structure. So we hooked up for a 3-hour charge, and that should bring the battery back to just about 95%, maybe more, we'll see. We'll do the tour, get a little bite to eat, and leave here about 1 o'clock and head on up to Morro Bay, which is about another 110 miles. So there will obviously be plenty of charge left on the battery for that journey. Okay, here we are at UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara. Been charging at a level 2 charger for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Car went from 61% charge to 85%. These chargers are a lot slower than a direct charge, but served our purposes because we had to be here anyway. So headed back on the trip north. Left Santa Barbara about an hour ago. I'm in San Luis Obispo. Stopped at the Marigold Center, where they've got fast chargers in this shopping center. Car's at about 45%. I'm going to charge it to about 80% in a half an hour, which is perfect. That'll get us the rest of the way to Morro Bay. Turns out, I didn't realize this, but I'm going to have some trips up and down the coast a little bit when I'm there, so I wanted to make sure I had enough energy for that, because there are no fast chargers over there along the coast between there and Cambria and up to San Simeon. So this way the car will have enough power for whatever I need to do tomorrow and Sunday, and then probably on the way back to LA, stop here again and charge up, and then there'll be enough charge in the car to get all the way back to LA. So probably just do a 1-hour charge here on Sunday on the way home. So this is pretty cool. These are 2 EVgo chargers here. One was occupied by this BMW when I got here, and the other one was vacant. So it's kind of nice when you don't have to worry about having access, and the charger worked just fine. So that's the story for now. So for those who wonder if you can take the Bolt EV camping, the answer is a resounding yes. Okay, here we are after a wonderful weekend camping in Morro Bay and driving up and down the coast, back in San Luis Obispo with about 24 miles left of the gauge. I think I've got about 5% battery left, so that is perfect. We're going to have lunch here. It's 1 o'clock. Charge the car up for either an hour or an hour and a half, and probably have enough juice to get all the way back to LA, which is about 210 miles away, back to Culver City. Okay, it looks like I have 9% charge left, hooked up to the EVgo charger, and we'll see how much we can get in 1 hour and whether or not we need an extra half hour after that. That last one didn't show the charge so well, but here we are at the 30-minute mark, and it's showing a 43% charge. So this is going to shut off now because these EVgo chargers go in half-hour increments. So that's one drawback. You've got to keep returning to it every 30 minutes to set it for the next 30 minutes. But I'll just set this again, and we went from 9 to 44, so that was about a 35% increase in the battery, or 35% of the total charge rate that it accepted. It'll accept a little less in the next 30 minutes and a little less in the 30 minutes after that. Right now it's showing 39 minutes to get to 80%. So here we are at 45%, 30 minutes and 43 seconds. And if it performs as it is supposed to, this machine will shut off in just a moment. There have been occasions when it just keeps running, and we'll see what happens with this one. I'll check back in with you. Well, that was interesting. Instead of charging for a half an hour, it charged for 1 hour when it shut itself off. So it went from 9% to 73% in 1 hour. Not quite enough mileage to get home, so instead of stopping somewhere along the way, I'm going to go ahead and put another half hour in here and see if I can get up to about 85%, which I think would be enough charge. So I'll let you know what the charge is then, and then see if we can just drive all the way back. The way I knew it had stopped charging was I used the app on the phone instead of standing here and waiting to find out what time it stopped. I just went back to the restaurant and just watched my app to see when it stopped charging. Charging stopped at 88%, so it went from 9% to 88%, or almost about 80% of the battery charge in 90 minutes. And I've got about 220 miles left, estimated range, so that should take me all the way home. Well, made it back home with 68 miles range and 22% battery left. Got some pretty good mileage on the way back because San Luis Obispo is at a higher elevation than down here in Culver City in Los Angeles. So got a good battery charge coming down from Cachuma Lake down into Santa Barbara. So good trip all in all. Did well. Good road trip. Was not really too difficult with the charging. I actually could have gotten by with just charging it for 1 hour instead of for 90 minutes in San Luis Obispo. But this way there was plenty of reserve left in the battery, which just made the return trip a lot more comfortable. So that's it for now.